Hey everyone, Andrew Lopez here with partner Channel OC, right back at it again. And we have another wonderful, awesome guest. I have Kristina Gundlach here of Build Staffing Group. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Of course, thanks for having me.
Absolutely, it's the power of LinkedIn, as I say all the time. It's just connecting with people, connections, reaching out, finding these cool companies here in Orange County. And Kristina, you've built a really, really cool place.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
And the new office space here in Newport Beach, and I'm very excited to have you share your story. So again, thank you for being here and tell us, what is Build Staffing Group and kind of why'd you start it?
Yeah, so I got into recruiting several years ago and immediately loved it. I moved up to San Francisco for it, got into the space and started working with startups and immediately fell in love with recruiting. What I didn't understand was why people were treating me kind of like I had the plague. Nobody wanted to talk to me, but I quickly realized why. It's unfortunate, but a lot of agency recruiters are chasing the dollar, kind of throwing spaghetti on the wall, see what sticks, and don't really provide the right value or the right partnership with clients. And I hear it from candidates, we hear it from clients all the time. And I witnessed it, I experienced it. So I took a step back and I said, something's got to change. So I started doing things a little bit differently. And I'm a Chicago girl, so I was like, what you see is what you get. And I took a very personable, very relationship-based approach to how I ran my business. And it worked. I was extremely successful, had got a ton of business, and decided, hey, I'm going to come back down to Southern California. So I did, and at the time I made the decision of launching Build. And I started from my living room table and with 0 clients, and said, I'm going to go at it, and I'm going to prove that value and build those relationships and help as many people as I can. So I led with that. I led with the value and I led with the relationships. And here we are almost 5 years later, and I'm humbled every single day, but we're getting inbound business, we're getting referrals. Our clients are partners, not just, hey, you have a role to fill, we'll fill it, and peace out, great working with you. They're long-term partnerships, and that's what we like, because that's what makes it fun. So we're very particular about who we work with. We're very particular about the level of service that we provide. I've turned business away because we couldn't provide the level of service. Up until now, I've turned contract business away, I've turned tech business away, but we're launching a tech division, we're also launching a contract division. So we decided to do that in order to be that true partner and provide additional value, not just from hiring and scaling sales teams or marketing teams or administrative teams, but scaling tech teams, like engineers, developers, but also work with companies who have that contract element as well. So they can just work with one partner, get all their needs met from a hiring perspective, and we can keep that long-term partnership going.
You nailed it. That's awesome. It's why I'm glad you're here with us on the show, and the living room table. I mean, you probably had to bang your fist against it so many times, like, damn it, this isn't gonna work. I'm scared, I'm freaked out. It's starting somewhere, and it's in your name, Build. And look what you've built the past 5 years. Look at this office space. Look at what you're building in the next year. It's gotta feel phenomenal, right?
It feels good, but it feels real because, I'm not going to, I didn't start this company to be just another agency out there. Again, very particular about how we do business. I'll share with you when I did first get started and I was at my dining room table doing business and trying to get clients. I'm not ashamed to admit it, but I went to Target and I got a packet of those little note cards from the dollar rack, and it was handwritten notes to clients saying, hey, I want to work with you. And I can't tell you how many CEOs reached out to me and said, I got your note. I have never received a note like this before. Let's work together. So it's that personal touch. It's just that human element that really works in recruiting, because you're either dealing with somebody's livelihood or you're dealing with somebody's baby or team or business that they're growing and scaling. So either end, you should take that seriously, but also, have that human element, build that relationship, because that's the fun part, and also establishing that trust too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you got it all figured out. I love it. I applaud you for what you've created and what is to come. And I'm very excited to see in this new year what Kristina has for us. So Kristina, another question for you is what matters in your business?
Quality. Quality in the partnerships. Again, we're not the right agency for everybody. We don't take on every client that we reach out to or that reaches out to us. It has to make sense. We have to be able to provide that level of service in order to work and partner with that client, because a recruiter is only as good as the roles that they fill, right? So if we don't have the network, if we don't have the pipeline to provide that level of service to a client, then what's the point in working with them? So we're very transparent, we're very upfront about that. We do a pretty deep dive into getting to understand a client's business, and it goes beyond just what are your hiring needs, right? We want to understand the business and be an extension of that company, so we really can find the right candidate. We can promote the company in the best light possible, and it just makes that perfect match happen. So when it comes to that level, it's enjoyable and it's fun, and not to be cliche, but when you work your business like that, you find that opportunity, or that job that you love so much, to where it's like you never work a day in your life because you love what you do, and that's what we want to do here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you did it, and look at that. And
Awesome.
as I keep stressing, it's amazing to see that. I've actually, in all the episodes, I don't think I've heard the quality word. And I think people mean that, but you actually value that, and that's huge.
Yeah.
And it kind of pushes into the last question, which is everyone's favorite question. Why the show exists is, Kristina, how do you and how does Build Staffing Group value partnership in business?
So one of my advisors that I'm working with, one of his favorite sayings is transformation doesn't happen in isolation. And initially when I started working with him, I was like, well, what does that mean? But I get it now. I get it. You can't set out on your own to build something great or to change something. You have to use your network. You have to use partnerships. You have to use other individuals that may be just as passionate about a specific industry or topic that you are, and work together as a village. So partnerships are 100% based off of everything we do here at Build. Candidate side, client side, just doing things like this. They have to exist, because if you want to transform individually, as a group, as a company, as an industry, or kind of change something that may be broken, you have to have partnerships to do it.
Absolutely. And you did it. And I applaud you, and
Thank
you've been a
you.
perfect
Thank
fit for
you.
this show. And lastly, Kristina, before we sign off here, is how can people get in touch with you?
Yeah, so you can go to buildstaffing.com. We are revamping our website. So the website you're going to go to now, it will be changing pretty soon, but go there, you'll have our contact information. So that's buildstaffing.com, and let us know how we can help.
Well, perfect. You heard it from her. And Kristina, thank you so much for being on the
Awesome.
show.
This is great.
So
Thank you.
great sharing your story. Connect with Kristina. If you're looking for staffing needs, you're looking to kind of partner up, tech startup, all the cool things going on here, please connect with her and her team. Thank you for tuning in, and cheers, everybody.
Thank you.